Welcome back to lesson number 9 in our 30 days skills and drills training series. Okay, today we're gonna have a really easy lesson. We're gonna be working with the short blade, okay? So make sure you guys grab a training blade and some space to work. First thing I wanna start off with is by showing you guys 5 primary angles. Now, those of you guys who have done my Edge Weapons online course or have done some training with me, you know that I go to a 12 count system. We have the 5 primary, 5 secondary, 2 recoveries. Here, for simplicity's sake, we're just gonna do it the simple first 5. Angle 1, top right to bottom left, okay? Angle 2 is a top left to bottom right. Angle 3 is across the abdomen, right to left. Angle 4 is across the abdomen, left to right. And angle 5 is a thrust in. So I'll go through these one more time for you. 1, top right to bottom left. 2, it's like we're making an X, top left to bottom right. 3, right to left across the belly. 4, left to right across the belly. 5 is a thrust in. We could practice the same thing on the left side. Angle 1 is the forehand strike. Angle 2 is the backhand strike. 3 is a forehand horizontal. 4 is the backhand horizontal. 5 would be a thrust in. Okay, now, really important to understand those particular angles. Here's why. The blade, at least the way I teach it, is not only your offensive weapon, it's also your defensive weapon. By placing the tip of the knife into the middle of the fight, we're making anybody who comes close to us, anybody who encroaches distance, come through the end of the blade, which means I can be a little bit slower, I can be a little less athletic, I could be not as strong, I could be all those things, but the blade's gonna do all the work for me, or at least a good part of the work for me. Many Filipino systems and many combative edge weapon systems tend to bring the tip of the knife outside of the fight. They chamber it over their shoulder, they chamber it across their body, they chamber it wide, they put it low. And that's okay if you have a battleground, you have a whole bunch of space to work with, and you're prepared for it. That's a knife dueling mindset. Defensive edge weapon is exactly what I mean. Defensive edge weapon, using the blade to be able to protect ourselves. So not only is it offensive, it's going to be the weapon that we work with. It's also defensive because it's the same weapon that keeps everybody away. So it is the spear and the shield all in one. Okay, we want to really reduce, for this lesson, we want to start getting away from bringing the knife out. Okay, a lot of times we'll swing and people do this kind of wild stuff, and that's okay if you're trying to develop mechanics and you're just having some fun. Combatively speaking, there's just no room for that. So we have this particular drill that I call inside the box, a lot like when we were doing head movement stuff, right? Inside the box. So I'm gonna practice, I'm gonna kind of imagine this box, shoulder to shoulder, down to my waistline or so, and closed off, right? So shoulder width or so apart, down to just below my waistline, and also across there. So there's my box. What I want you guys to first start doing is start putting those 5 angles inside that box at all points in time, meaning the tip of the knife never leaves that box, right? We don't want it leaving that line because then we're exposing our body. We want to make sure that the blade is constantly shielding us. So we put this in front of us and learn how to hit the brakes. Put this in front of us, learn how to hit the brakes. In front of us and hit the brakes. In front of us, hit the brakes. In front of us and hit the brakes, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5. That's what I call the inside the box metronome, giving yourself a count to follow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna do the same thing with the left side. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again with the metronome count, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5. Okay, so what's so special about this particular drill? Well, normally when we bring the tip of the knife outside of that box, the first thing that we end up driving in is the hand, the forearm, the fist, and these kinds of things, which is a primary target in edge weapons, right? By pushing the tip of the blade into the fight, it's always in front of us. So no matter what we're doing, we're cutting all points in time. Anything that comes inside that box, we cut. The next part to this drill is doing combinations, right? You started off just doing a single cut, 1 through 5. Now, what you're gonna do is combine. So we're gonna first do the Ekis pattern, which is an angle 1 and angle 2 at the same time. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Sometimes I reverse that, 2 and 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 1, all right? Then we're gonna do a a double cut across the belly. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, all right? Then we can combine 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Ekis, horizontals, Ekis, horizontals. Then what we're going to do is go angle and straight cut and angle. All right, so we have an angle 1, an angle 4, an angle 3, and an angle 2. Angle down, horizontal across the body, horizontal across the body, angle back down for the backhand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what I want you to do is work those basic patterns, and you can add in some thrusting if you want, the stabbing part of things. So you can go 1, 2, and stab. Ekis, stab. Horizontal stab. We can go an angle 1, angle 4, stab. Angle 3, angle 2, stab. Okay, any of these are possible, but a bigger part is keep it inside the box. Protect yourself using the blade. Get in the habit of not letting that elbow out. Where else did you hear that? When we're talking about the all de vase, okay? When we're talking about this particular motion. Keeping that elbow in, not letting your weapon outside of that box. All right, guys, it's getting dark out here. Time for me to pack it up and head home. Try that out, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.